Okay, what I want to do, I want to take a really quick break. I want to put that on pause real quick. So let's get the lights. Back to our video presentation. Let's see. Okay, fill us in, partner. Here we go, play pause. Okay, there's an ear and a face at the right side, the back of his head. Okay, now we're back to the action figure of the skateboard. Looks like he's in a fantasy. This begins to look like an angelic woman. And there's a nude woman on the red-orange form, shit with red hair. You see what this is what I'm talking about, how the body's now the nude woman's laying on a tree trunk. And then she's reclining against the tree trunk as she's laying on the branches. Her hand is on her chin, or her wrist on her chin. We have some flowers, have some more faces. It kind of looks like a duck or a woody woodpecker. Okay, I'm zooming in on another floral. Now you see what I'm talking about, where I did like the define the lines and the way that the brush works. It gives this a defined texture of the thickness of in depth perception, like if it was higher or lower. Okay, here we've got a sinister type of a form, his face. There's his chin, his mouth, his cheeks. Okay, he has like a skull, kind of an eye. Very, very pronounced skull type of cheek. Something's coming out of his mouth like a snake. A snake is coming out of his mouth. He looks kind of like a crusty kind of a skull in three-dimensional form. The snake is coming out of his mouth. You see the rings on the snake's head. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know, certain precautionary measures that you should be told up front what something might be. Because, you know, it might be quite alarming. And here we've got like there's a face underneath that. You got the nose, the eyes, and then protruding toward the forehead, it's more like there's more caves. It's like a little being standing on a bridge that goes across from the one mountain area to the next, so one floral area to the other. Now we got somebody here standing. Here we got the Grim Reaper. We've got the Grim Reaper again, the black silhouette image on the face just above the eyes. Here we've got a being here laying down on the a pasture forest, very beautiful kind of an area. It might be a lake, a forest with trees. Now here we've got that being standing there, the black silhouette standing behind the lava. It looks like the lava was flowing. Now the area that was lava. And now we got background here that looks like it's here we've got a fast car, a Hot Wheels. The silhouette with the bubble car. And see, this is the spaceship. And then we got the alien. And I guess the astronauts or the aliens. They're probing. They're coming out of the ship. They're doing their tests. Perhaps this is like a pig type form with hooves. He's hanging on the tree branch. The hooves, those are sinister eyes. A cat type form. There's light coming out of the eyes. Yeah. The background is now. If you really zoom in, it looks like those people standing on branches. It looks like a sunburst. It looks like a bat. A type of a bat that's flying across the sky. A black bat with glowing eyes. Cat's ears up on top, towards over the right side, up towards the top. See, it has its wingspan. Perhaps an eagle. You know, but you see it, it's flying in the sky. Now over here we got the spaceship again. So we've got the spaceship, and then we've got the we've got the bat. Looks like there's a little person that's like walking up towards, climbing climbing up towards investigating anything what this is. This looks like, okay, here we've got some happy people again. We've got some feet and some legs coming down towards the top. We've got, here we got a Hot Wheels again, a silhouette. Okay, here we got a long face. This looks like 2 feet. The pants, trousers. They're kicking out from behind the tree. It's like, you know, you can almost see the motor on Hot Wheels cars. The motors on the cars were on top of the hoods. You know, here we got a kind of a rocker kind of a guy, kind of like maybe a villain or a superhero. Mr. Modman. Here back to swirl again. I wanted to see what was in there. Going there, there's a hippopotamus. A gator, the hippopotamus starts to become a gator, kind of like the funny dragon, and on top there, so you have the sinister hand. The hand has the fingernails up on top where it swirls to the left, coming down from the top. Okay, now we have something that kind of looks like a hooded executioner. You know, maybe from Arabia or the Middle East. They're in the sand. Perhaps he's riding a camel out in the middle of the desert, and he has his hood and covering his face from the sand. So we have a lot of shadows here. You know, you see it looks like the shadow of the bat, the Grim Reaper. But we still got Hoppity Hooper in there. Did you see how the hand of the shadow on the diagonal left side, it seems to be waving or it seems to be moving. And that's just that I kept the camera moving in different light and shadow in different positions. Okay, now here we've got a mouth. It's in the background. It's in the background of the swirl. Okay. Here that's like the texture that I have on the wall. I was going to patch the wall. I got some paint. I looked it up how to paint projector screen paint on the wall. And I've got some spackle to spackle up. So it looks like I've got some interactivity of that going on in the wall in the background of this thing. See, that's what I'm talking about. Whatever is added to this adds to it, or how far this thing can escalate. You know, or continue to telescope. You know, these are fun images. I mean, these are beautiful. I mean, they're absolutely beautifully striking. Looks like wet watercolor, you know, master abstract quality artwork. You know, it's kind of cool. Who is that? Leonardo da Vinci also, you know, and artists who are trained in this can, you know, look at textures and, you know, and see faces and images and objects. And you know, it's something that looks interesting or something that looks interesting, real enough. You know, and I've done this lots of times. You know, I pulled out my art pad and a pencil, and I started sketching the, you know, what I saw. Here it looks like the whole big thing here. This is a big person's head. I mean, the head on this person's huge. It covers the whole screen, and that was on the diagonal left bottom. Yeah, and then we're having like another face here. He's looking in, looking down towards the right. It looks like he's wearing a hat slightly covering his eyes, but you see his nose, his mouth, his cheeks. There's the leg again. Like, now look, see, there's the banshee again between the legs. See, as this thing telescopes those legs and things, you actually really see the full form of the full woman and see the interaction, and the mod comes back in again. See, now we got some more images way in the background there. There's Hot Wheels, it's on the mushroom. There's the, it must be sunset in the background. Sunset, sunrise. Here is a woman. It's like a 50s type of a style art. Now we got more people here. See, there's the woman, but now we have like more people. This looks like looking down the top view of like a 1940s type of a Chevy van. Now this is here, it looks like the reflections of looking down into spatial form as I get closer and closer and closer, more and more telescopic. It becomes more three-dimensional fantasy. And here's the people, the faces. They're all in the lake with their heads above water. Those are really fun images of forms. Now here's a shadow of someone. There's actually two people here. You see they're looking down toward, they have a forehead. The hair is more like a pompadour over the top. They're down looking towards the bottom. Now we also got the ghost image here of the rabbit. Tinkerbell is on top of the rabbit, on top of the mouse's head. Looks like there's a chicken on here. Now this, I believe this was actually my socks. My socks, my shoes that were next to that, and the black light is interacting and glowing with it. But it appeared to take on another characteristic. It also seemed to also present itself as forms too as well. So that's why I was kind of thinking, if you zoom in on anything close enough, you'd probably see anything in the world in there. Carl Coop told me that subliminal advertising is much more larger than these very, very small telescopic type of micro images. Something tells me that these would still have impressions. Here we've got like a Joker kind of a funny kind of face, a green Frankenstein who's got like a big giant large horn that comes off his forehead. Here we got some lips, wearing, okay, there we go, a jazz musician. Good. And somehow they keep coming back to here because it looks like there's something here like a cave. This is very photographic type of an image. Looks like there's the goose standing on the tree.